Today is my daughter's birthday. I gave her a birthday cake when she told me the most shocking thing.
I don't want you or the cake. Get out of here. I'll have my real dad buy me a cake.
She snatched the cake out of my hand and threw it in the trash. Your real dad? As soon as she told me the truth, I realized my wife's lie. So that's why my daughter has been so cold to me. My wife had been deceiving me all along. I decided to take revenge immediately. I will not let her lie to me anymore. My name is Mason. I live with my wife Bella and my daughter Samantha, who's in elementary school. I met Bella at a company party. From the very beginning, I was curious as to why such a flamboyant woman was making a pass at me. I was a common, serious guy with little experience with women, so there was no way I could have refused Bella's approach. And so, we eventually started dating. Soon after, Bella told me that she was pregnant. To be honest, I thought marriage was still a long way off, but as a man, I couldn't not take responsibility. We hurriedly had the wedding ceremony and got married before Bella's bump became noticeable. It was such an unexpected marriage, but when Samantha was born, I immediately fell in love with my daughter. Seeing Samantha get cuter and cuter day by day, I was truly happy that we got married. The day she first smiled at me, the day she stood up for the first time, the day she called me daddy for the first time, I remember everything vividly. Samantha's happiness is my happiness. I was happy to have someone in this world who made me feel that way. However, when Samantha started elementary school, she suddenly began to treat me coldly. Good morning, Samantha.
Shut up!
Have a good day.
Don't talk to me.
Is this a rebellious face? I never thought that Samantha, who was so cute, would become cold and abusive to me. I couldn't even scold Samantha for her way too early rebellious phase, so all I could do was continue to talk to her nicely. Even before entering middle school, this didn't seem to change. Hey Samantha, is there anything you want right now? Why don't you and I go shopping together sometime?
I'm not going shopping with you.
When I invited her to go shopping, Samantha was not at all interested.
My daughter's usually so unapproachable, but she acts all nicely only when she wants me to buy something for her.
I've heard this from a coworker who also has a daughter, but even asking her what she wanted didn't seem to work. Then, how about this? Samantha, a hamburger shop opened recently, just in front of the station. You've always liked hamburgers, right? Why don't I take you and Mom there tonight?
I'm not going with you.
I tried to get her attention with her favorite food, but she turned me down without hesitation. Did she hate me so much that she turned down her favorite food? Later that day, when I came home from work, Samantha and Bella just came home. Where the hell have you been at this hour? I was worried about you. Samantha was ignoring me, as always. When I asked more questions, my wife opened her mouth. We went to the hamburger shop in front of the station. What? That's where I invited Samantha just a few days ago. I asked her, but she turned me down. If you wanted to go there, why didn't you invite me to? Samantha stared at me coldly.
I told you, I didn't want to go with you.
After that, Samantha and Bella started eating out without me. Of course, my dinner was not prepared. I thought this was going too far, so I complained to Bella about it. Isn't it too much for leaving me out when you go eat out? My wife shrugged her shoulders. Samantha doesn't want to go out with you. And
I want to eat out once in a while.
She doesn't want to go out with me? I see. It's depressing to hear her say it out loud. But still, I don't know how it came to this. I just don't get it. I went to Bella to find out. Hey, Bella, has Samantha told you anything about why she hates me so much?
Nope. Isn't it what girls that age do?
It's just too much, don't you think? Can you ask her if there's a reason for it? I'll try to fix anything if there's something she doesn't like about me.
It's just that kind of phase, isn't it? You're overreacting. Just leave it to her.
I know about teenagers having a rebellious face, but Samantha's attitude towards me lately has clearly gone too far. The way she looks at me is like she's looking at a hateful enemy. But Samantha is very close to her mother, and Bella can't understand the pain I'm in. The relationship is not improving at all, but getting worse day by day. Recently, even on my days off, they often go out without me. They come home late at night and happily talk about the day's events.
Mom, today's amusement park was so much fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah, we should.
Apparently, the two of them went to an amusement park that day. And on another day,
I had a lot of fun buying clothes today. And the restaurant we ate at on the way home was really good too.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
shopping and dinner. They could have invited me to, but they talk as if I don't exist. How long can these days go on like this? I was at the end of my rope. However, it's Samantha's birthday this Friday. We could at least celebrate her birthday as a family. I was so excited that I bought a cake on my way home from work. As I approached the house, I saw that the lights were out. I felt gloomy all at once. My wife and child are out without me on such a day. I waited for them to return in the empty room. Soon, they came home, looking happy as usual. "Where have you been?" I asked in a stronger tone than usual, and my daughter gave me a piercing look.
It's none of your business.
Samantha replied in a curt manner and quickly went back to her room. Bella didn't say anything when she saw how Samantha responded, so I asked her, "Did you eat out again today?"
Yes, to celebrate Samantha's birthday.
If it's a birthday celebration, shouldn't it be a family event? It's not right to go out to eat without telling me, don't you think? Then, Bella sighed, clearly annoyed.
Samantha didn't want to go out with you. I didn't have a choice. You want to make Samantha feel down by making her eat with someone she doesn't like on her birthday?
My wife said and left, saying she was tired and was going to bed early. Someone she doesn't like, huh? Is that what I am to Samantha? I can't live like this anymore. I was left alone in the living room, and the word divorce kept popping into my head. At that moment, I remember the cake I had put in the fridge. I want to at least give Samantha the cake. This might be my last chance to talk to my daughter. I made up my mind and went to Samantha's room with the cake. "Happy birthday, Samantha. I bought your favorite, strawberry cake, so why don't we eat it together and chat a little?" Samantha gave me a glaring look.
I don't want it. Get out of here.
"Samantha, please, let me talk to you."
There's nothing to talk to you about.
"Even if you don't, I want to talk to you. We're father and daughter, right? Let me talk to you, even if it's just while we're eating the cake."
I don't want your cake.
I had no choice but to give up on Samantha's insistence. "Okay, I'll just leave you the cake and you can eat it."
I don't need this cake because my real dad already bought me one.
My ears instantly perk up at those words. Your real dad? Samantha, what do you mean by that? Samantha held her hand to her mouth, as if she had said something undesirable. Then she spoke, giving up.
I know everything. You're not my real dad, are you?
What are you talking about?
My real dad takes me to amusement parks, buys me lots of clothes, and takes me to fancy restaurants. My real dad is way better than you, who forced mom into marriage, ignoring her feelings.
Amusement park? Shopping? I can't believe there was someone else besides Samantha and Bella. When I heard the words real dad, I had a specific man's face in mind. Kevin, Bella's ex-boyfriend. Samantha, by real dad, do you mean Kevin? I asked, and Samantha glared at me again.
Yes, he'd know best. I heard it all from mom.
Samantha had heard from Bella how we met, but that story was not the truth. Here is what Bella told Samantha. Bella had a boyfriend named Kevin whom she had her heart set on. But I fell in love with Bella and followed her around and forced her to break up with me and marry me. Bella fell for my trick and got married to me. Shortly thereafter, she found out that she was pregnant with Kevin's child. However, she was afraid of what I would do if she suggested divorce. So to protect her daughter, she unwillingly stayed my wife. That was the story.
So I decided to ignore you in order to help mom. If I'm cold and I make you feel like you don't belong in this house, you'll want to leave. If you ask for a divorce, mom will be free. She can be with someone she really loves.
I couldn't hide my shock at her words. That's what your mother really said? Did you know all this and kept quiet the whole time?
Yes, I did. She told me not to tell you because you'll get all hysterical. But I've had enough. Just let mom go already.
So you're going to live with that guy after your mother and I get divorced?
Of course. I'll live happily with my real dad and mom. They both said they wanted to do that too.
I met Bella's ex-boyfriend Kevin at our wedding. I felt a little uncomfortable about the way she introduced him as her ex-boyfriend, and the way he was so familiar with Bella, but she laughed it off.
Never mind it. I broke up with Kevin before I started dating you. I don't have anything to feel guilty about, so I can invite him to the wedding and talk to him as a friend.
When she found out she was pregnant, she assured me by saying,
This is definitely your child.
Bella was the one who was pushing me to get married. I had no idea that her relationship with Kevin had been going on for so long. If my wife is that obsessed with her ex-boyfriend, then Samantha must be Kevin's child. In other words, Bella had been cheating on me from before we got married. I finally understood what she was trying to do. Bella wanted to continue her relationship with Kevin, so she lied to Samantha and made our relationship worse so that I would initiate the divorce. I guess she thought she could get alimony from me. Hiding the real father of my child from me? Continuing her relationship with her ex until now. Above all, using my precious Samantha as a pawn for her own convenience. Unforgivable. I will not let her lie to me anymore.
What are you guys talking about? I can't sleep because of all the noise.
Bella comes into the room after hearing Samantha shouting at me. Samantha then tells Bella proudly,
Mom, I told Dad the truth. I told him to let you go.
What?
Bella looked at me, startled. I tell Bella in a cold voice, Yeah, Samantha told me everything. About your completely made up story.
Wait, it's not what you think, Mason.
You're full of shit. I forced you to marry me? You're the one who forced me to marry you because you wanted me to take responsibility for your pregnancy, right?
Well, that was a long time ago. My memory is a little fuzzy.
Kevin was your ex-boyfriend, and you told me you'd already broken up with him a long time ago, right?
That's kind of a figure of speech.
But there is one truth in your story. I'm not Samantha's father, am I?
Wait, that's not true. Samantha is your daughter.
Your story has convinced me of that. The older Samantha gets, the more she looks like Kevin.
It's just your imagination.
Well, whatever. We'll find out soon enough with a DNA test. I'll divorce you as you wish, but you'll have to pay me alimony.
Why should I?
Because you cheated on me with your ex-boyfriend and forced me to marry you. Besides, you continued your relationship with your ex even after we were married. You're obviously the one who caused the divorce.
Wait, I lied about wanting a divorce. Samantha just misunderstood on her own. What, Mom?
Samantha was stunned by her mother's sudden betrayal.
I mean, Mom, you said you wanted to divorce Dad and live with my real father, didn't you?
Don't be silly. Don't say such unnecessary things.
Bella yelled at Samantha, causing her to stiffen. But Bella paid no attention to her daughter and continued.
If Mason left us now, you and I wouldn't be able to make a living.
Samantha asked Bella in horror.
But my real dad takes me out to play and to shop. So he has lots of money, doesn't he? Isn't that what you said, Mom?
Bella then yelled at Samantha some more.
All of those things were paid for by Mason's credit card.
I was too busy to look at the credit card statement. But now, I understand. I remember Kevin being described as easily bored, and thus, he couldn't keep a job for long and had to work as a part-timer. However, he seemed to be playing around a lot, so I guess he has no savings. Bella mutters to herself, her face pale.
Even if I marry Kevin, I'll never be able to make a decent living. I knew that. That's why I chose Mason to marry. I knew that if I talked about my pregnancy, a serious man like Mason would marry me in a heartbeat. If I made my daughter grow cold when he was feeling affection for her, I thought you would be depressed and would surely ask for a divorce. Then, with alimony and child support from Mason, I was going to start a new life with Kevin.
Bella glared at Samantha sharply.
You've ruined my plans! You're such a useless girl!
No way! Mom, you're terrible!
Samantha burst into tears. I hugged Samantha tightly to protect her from Bella. It's okay. You didn't do anything wrong.
But Mom said it was all my fault.
You were only fooled by your mother. Of course, it's worse to fool than to be fooled. I told Samantha and turned to Bella. I made up my mind. I will raise Samantha. After the divorce, I get custody of Samantha.
What? Are you insane? You said yourself that Samantha is not your daughter.
I don't care whether we're related by blood or not. I've always loved Samantha as my daughter. No matter whose child Samantha is, I will always love her.
Dad?
Hearing my words, Samantha burst into tears again.
I've said terrible things to you for so long.
You've said all those things for your mother's sake, haven't you? I know you're the kindest girl in the world.
Dad!
Samantha jumps into my chest. We were finally able to be back to being a close father and daughter like we used to be. I was determined to live with Samantha, so I immediately contacted a lawyer and proceeded with the divorce. Bella had been seen by many people meeting with Kevin, and it was obvious to everyone that Bella was at fault. She had no choice but to accept the divorce and alimony agreement. After I kicked her out of the house, apparently, Bella moved into Kevin's place. However, Kevin is still working part-time, and none of his jobs last long. Kevin working less and less as he counted on Bella's money. Kevin had been spending freely using my credit card, so he had not gotten out of the habit of spending a lot of money. Bella had also unknowingly become a co-signer for his debts, and her life is not getting any easier anytime soon, because the debt collectors are taking money from her as she works. At this rate, Bella will never be able to break up with Kevin and will be forced to cover Kevin's expenses for the rest of her life. Samantha, on the other hand, is back to her old self. She still feels guilty about her past attitude towards me, but I don't blame Samantha at all. It is Bella who has been brainwashing her and making her do misdeeds towards me. I know there are many inconveniences in growing up without a mother, but I would rather not have such a lousy mother around her in the first place. I'm sure Samantha and I can live happily together, even if we are not blood related.